I want to ask you something personal, and I need you to be honest with yourself when you answer it. How many times this week did you stop yourself from doing something not because you couldn't do it, but because you were afraid of what someone might think? I'll tell you how many times I did it, every single day, for 40 years. My name is George. I am 79 years old. I was a school teacher for 32 years. Decent man, quiet life. People in my town would describe me as reliable, responsible, steady. What they wouldn't know, what I never told anyone until very recently, is that I spent the better part of my life paralyzed. Not physically, mentally, paralyzed by a single question that followed me everywhere I went. What will people think? That question cost me more than I can calculate. And I am telling you about it today because I see it costing you too. I see it in the way you hesitate, in the way you shrink, in the way you have a dream that you keep tucked away in a quiet corner of your mind, safe, protected, never exposed to the risk of actually being tried. I know that place. I lived there for 40 years. You have something you want to do. Maybe it's starting something, a business, a project, a creative thing that actually means something to you. Maybe it's saying something to a person, to a room full of people, to the world. Maybe it's just living differently than the people around you expect you to live. And every time you get close to it, something happens. A voice. Quiet, but very convincing. What if they laugh? What if I fail publicly? What if people think I'm foolish? What if I try and it turns out I'm not as good as I think I am? So you wait. You prepare a little more. You tell yourself you're not ready yet. You watch other people you know are no more capable than you, step forward and try. And you feel something complicated watching them, pride for them, and something else underneath it. A quiet, shameful relief that it wasn't you up there taking the risk. I know that feeling. I felt it my entire adult life. When I was 31 years old, I wrote a book. Not a great book. I know that now. But it was real. It was mine. I had spent 3 years putting something honest onto paper, my experiences, my observations, things I actually believed about the world. And when it was finished, I put it in a drawer. I told myself it needed more work. I told myself the timing wasn't right. I told myself I would come back to it. I came back to it exactly once, when I was 54. I read the first chapter, felt that familiar cold wave of what if people think this is stupid, and I put it back in the drawer. I found it again last year, at 78 years old, cleaning out my study. I sat down and I read the whole thing, and it was good, not perfect, but genuinely good. There were ideas in there that still felt true. There was a voice in those pages that I recognized as the best version of myself, the version that existed before 40 years of caution slowly sanded it down. I sat in that chair for a long time after I finished reading, and the feeling I had was not pride. It was grief. Pure, quiet grief. Not for the book. For the 31-year-old man who wrote it. For everything he might have become if he had just been willing to be laughed at. I thought about all the moments that followed that choice. All the times I had a thought in a meeting and didn't say it. All the times I had an opinion and softened it until it meant nothing. All the times someone asked me what I really wanted, and I gave them the answer I calculated they wanted to hear. A lifetime of making myself smaller so that no one would have a reason to criticize me. And here is the devastating part. Nobody was watching anyway. I spent 40 years managing an audience that didn't exist. The people I was so afraid of, they were busy. They had their own fears, their own insecurities, their own voices telling them to stay small. They were not sitting around waiting to judge me. I was the only one doing the judging. I want you to understand something about fear that took me almost 80 years to see clearly. Fear of judgment is not actually about other people. It is about you. It is about a story you have been telling yourself since you were young, a story that says your worth is conditional, that you are acceptable only as long as you don't fail publicly, that the version of you that tries and falls short is somehow less deserving of love and respect than the version of you that never tried at all. That story is a lie. Not a small lie. The biggest lie most people will ever believe. Because here is the truth. The version of you that tries, the one who steps forward with something real and imperfect, and genuinely his, that version is the only one worth anything at all. The safe version. The one who waits and hedges and never commits to anything that could be criticized. That version does not actually exist. It is just an absence, a shape where a person used to be. And the judgment you are so afraid of, the disapproval, the laughter, the whispers, I need you to hear this. It rots in the ground right next to the person doing the judging. Nobody gets extra years for having good opinions about other people's failures. Nobody arrives at the end of their life grateful that they played it safe. The regret always goes the same direction, always toward the thing you didn't try. So here is what I want you to do. Think of the thing you have been protecting. The idea, the dream, the version of yourself that you keep in that drawer because it feels too exposed to actually show anyone. I want you to take it out, not to share it with the whole world today, just to look at it honestly. To ask yourself, if I knew for certain that no one would laugh, no one would criticize, no one would think less of me, would I do this? If the answer is yes, then the only thing standing between you and that version of your life is a fear that is not based on anything real. I am 79 years old. My book is still in a drawer. That ship has sailed for me, but yours hasn't. Whatever you have been protecting, it deserves a chance to exist in the world. Give it that chance. Before you end up at 79, reading your own life back to yourself in an empty room and understanding, too late, what it could have been. Tell me in the comments, what is the thing you have been keeping in the drawer? You don't have to explain it. You don't have to justify it. Just name it. Because the moment you say it out loud, it stops being a secret you protect and starts being a possibility you can actually choose.